Yo, hello everyone. My name is Looca. I am an Aatrox main on the EOS server, challenger player, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how to win the Fiora matchup. First things first, runes. We take Conk, and secondary we take Bone Plating and Revitalize. The reason for this is in extended fights you need Conquer, and against Fiora we are only going to be doing extended fights because she will have full lane control, and if the Fiora is good, she will look to set up a freeze. And on that freeze, we are forced to all-in her. The Fiora can do 3 setups. Either she does Grasp, PTA, or Conk. Most people would do Ignite as well, but some people do TP like this Fiora. If they go PTA, Ignite, that's the most dangerous setup. And if the Fiora is very good, they will try to zone you from XP level 1. If they do this, you have to stand in your wave, let them auto you once, and then you walk towards your turret. When you do that, your minions will aggro onto her. And when that happens, the wave will slow push towards you, meaning that you don't miss any XP. In this matchup, it's very important that you, early game, in the first 3 waves, take as little damage as possible. That doesn't mean you can't trade, but you still don't want to lose too much HP, because the way in League of Legends, in top lane especially, right? The way it works is if your opponent does a, let's say, 3-wave crash, they will have enough gold to buy something, so they can always base. And when they come out of base, they will have full HP plus item lead. And if you took too many trades, you're going to be stuck there with 60% health with the wave pushing towards your opponent. And that is a nightmare scenario for Aatrox, because we can never win all-in against Fiora if we're not in good conditions. You've also might have noticed that I am running Ignite and D-Blade in this matchup. Reason is, same reason. I need enough all-in power to beat her on the freeze. That happens when she bounces the wave. You can also see in this matchup that my jungler is pathing towards top. We don't know where the enemy jungler is pathing to, but it's not that relevant for right now at least, because I'm going to be respecting anyway. Okay, so you see how I'm just, zoning her from getting those vitals. I'm losing XP, but I'm losing gold, but I'm not losing the XP, so that's fine with me. And I'm just going to speed up a little bit. We haven't really traded yet in this matchup, and now we're going to be using our Qs to farm on our turret. It's really important that we don't fall too far behind in CS in this matchup, so we don't mind using our Qs, but using your third Q is not good, because it'll make your Q cooldown 4 seconds longer than if you weren't to use it. Here, my eyes are on my level up timer. I need 2 melee creeps here to level up. So you see this trade. I just trade because I need to prep my Qs for this Cannon. You see that low HP Cannon? I'm looking to trade onto her when she goes for that last hit. And the reason is I'm so close to my turret that it's hard for her to trade back on me. So she trades back, but it's very close to my tower, so she can't continue to trade for too long. Again, I don't use my third Q. And now she ends up crashing the wave on 3, hitting my plate, and I just get a couple free autos off on her for nothing, right? I don't use my W. A lot of people would use W here, but remember, guys, on Aatrox, you need to combine your Q and W together. You can't just use your W for nothing, unless it's at the end of your combo and your Q is down. Okay, so in this position, we don't know where the enemy jungler is. And we don't know if we are able to walk up and trade. So what we want to do is we want to do a short trade where we don't E forward, but we either backwards or to the side, because if we ever E forward, we will just be committing too hard to the trade and we will lose, right? So here you can see I'm just stacking my Conquer by hitting my Qs and my altos, and now I ignite early for that Conk stack as well. She flashes away and Kane comes to gank, but we sidestep his W and we get out of this alive, right? Now, if this was a stronger jungler early like Jarvan, I would flash his combo. I would try to avoid taking damage as much as possible. The reason is, it's better to flash early when the wave is pushing away from you than to flash late. Because you have to imagine, if you flash late, let's say, and you might even not flash at all, you might be able to hold your flash. It's not worth taking too much damage in order to save your flash, because if the wave is pushing towards your opponent, you would rather lose your flash and be full HP so you can actually, get the bounce and get the wave in. Okay, so see, Kane is like sharing XP with Fiora. My Talia's coming. We're trying to get to stop them from getting the wave in, and she ends up queuing forward. We get this kill, and now we get this kill as well, and we are very happy with that outcome. We end up catching the wave. Now, it's 5 seconds until she's alive, but she has teleport, remember? So if we stay now and try to get this wave into the turret, she will TP back and be able to freeze the wave, and I will never find a good recall. So I have to recall now. First item, Bramble Vest. Always buy Bramble Vest first against Fiora, no exceptions. Always, always, always. This item makes you really, really strong, and it allows you to actually beat her until she has 2 items. And that's when Fiora turns the matchup around. So what we're going to try to do here is we're going to try and bait her to Q forward. And the way to do that is to hit her creeps. We want to thin this wave out so that she doesn't get a free reset here or be able to hit our plates, right? You have to imagine that if the wave is really big and she starts hitting our plates, it's hard for me to trade onto her because she can always just reset after taking the plate. So I need to thin the wave as much as possible so she can't just, ignore me and get those plates. So we try to thin the wave a bit. Try to fake my autos to make her Q forward on the Vital. I think she learned her lesson from last time where she took a lot of damage when hitting my plate. So here she finally Qs forward. Now, why do I Q into her when she Qs forward? Because at this point in the game, I am much stronger than her. So me Qing forward here and her parrying, I'm so close to my turret that I don't really care that she parries me. Because I know that she can't continue to trade too much. And also, her parry is very long cooldown. It's like 20 seconds plus. My Q is like 12 seconds cooldown. So I honestly don't mind. It's even 6 seconds now. I honestly don't mind the fact that she parries me like this. So now that her parry is down, and by the way, you can always buffer your W through the Q stun if you didn't know against Fiora. Look, you can Q, she parries, you instantly W right before the stun lands, and you will still be able to get your W off on her. Okay, so now her parry is down, so I can look to play the more aggressive playstyle and try to punish her, right? So a lot of people here, so she Qs forward and E's. I miss my Q, and here I would not E forward in 90% of the time here. It's a little bit of a mind game, but the first Q, I just don't E forward on the first Q in this matchup. The first time I Q2, because most people run into it the first time, and then the second time you can E forward because they expect you to not E forward, if that makes sense. So the first time my second Q is up and I can E forward, I decide not to, just to make her run into it. But this guy didn't fall for it, so now I know this guy doesn't fall for it, so next time I have to E forward on my second Q. And that's the mind game in this matchup. Okay, so she won that trade because she didn't fall for it, otherwise I would have won that. I know her parry is still down, so here I'm looking for a couple trades with my Q. She doesn't fall for it. I should have been more patient and waited for those range creeps to be lower HP before trading like that, so that's my bad. Here I tried to drop the Vital because, she gets more move speed, more damage, more healing when she hits Vitals. So just running away and dropping it's very good against Fiora. And now I have my passive auto, so I just Q. Again, I Q, but I don't E forward because this time I know she has parry, so I can't do that. Trying to not get her to get this Vital. And here in my head, Kayn is topside again because he pathed from bot to top to gank me. Therefore, that means that his second clear is also from bot to top. And that means he should be around topside in this timer. So here again, I'm dropping the Vital, running back up to get the Cannon in. And just throwing Qs. Here, second Q, again, I don't E forward. She E's into me. And then here, I pretend to E forward. And then I get her parry. So now, the moment she Qs forward, I'm ready. If I have my Q, I'm ready to just send it. And this is a very important part in the Fiora matchup. If Fioras have parry down and they Q forward and you have your ult up, you need to just send it. So here, the odds of me killing her are actually quite high. She does ult for movement speed, which is very annoying. But you have to remember, the wave is frozen, right? So I miss a lot of abilities here. And what I should have done is I should have EW'd forward. But yeah, I mean, my ult move speed is not enough to catch up to her, right? She has a lot of move speed too. But you have to imagine here, even if I don't kill her, look at the wave state. It's frozen. So she, after this initial trade, we both traded ults. She is in a really bad spot here. I can basically keep this freeze for as long as I want. There I bait out a parry again, you see. I E forward, and I could kill her here if Kayn wasn't here, right? So you have to imagine, this trade I did with my ult is good either way. Even if it's like a little bit forced, there's like a 50% chance that I kill her. And even if I don't, I get the freeze, right? So she's forced to stay here. And this is the second time Kayn needed to help this guy get the wave in. So I'm just like soaking a lot of pressure. Look at what's happening bot lane, right? We're just killing their ADC. And I'm just forcing Kayn to help Fiora, even though that's a winning matchup for her, technically speaking. So that's really good by me, right? And just surviving the weak side. So despite being weak side at this game, I actually accomplished a lot. So you see we are quite behind the CS because of that. But we don't mind because we can still win this matchup even from this point. So now we finally have our 4th point in Q. This is one of the power spikes with Aatrox, right? The biggest power spike is level 9. We have 5 points in Q because the base damage is really insane. Here the wave is pushing away from us, so you see how I'm wiggling back and forth, right? I'm trying to get that vital. If I run away all the way to my turret to reset the vital here, it's bad because she can crash the wave, and I don't want that to happen. I want to interact with her. I don't want her to just crash the wave and run away. I want to interact with her. So the best thing I can do here is bait her vital out and try to space it. Now there she actually ends up hitting it, but I use this moment to trade on her. So again, we're not eing forward. We're just standing still. We wait for the pull to happen. And here, a lot of people will parry this pull. But when she parries it, I can buffer my Q through the parry because she could parry it, the pull damage. But if I use my second Q right before the parry lands, right before the parry stun lands on me, my Q will damage her right after the parry ends. And that's a very good mechanic in this matchup. So here, again, she Qs forward without her parry. So I'm just going to send it, right? Like, if you ever have a Fiora that, like, Qs forward, even though her parry is down, you just insta-press R and just run her down. Now here, I wanted to fight, but we saw Kayn, right? This guy is just, like, camping us. That sucks. But yeah, we just played slow. We let Fizz do his thing, right? I think he kills the Kayn here, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. And now we can look to dive this Fiora. So we just push the wave out. I think Fizz tanks because he can drop aggro really easily. And then actually, I'm pretty sure I end up dying here. Yeah, it was really close. End up dying here. But it's no problem because we come back with Tabis. Again, buy a lot of armor against Fiora. Bramble plus Tabis, all good. Here, she takes a lot of damage from the turret again. So the wave is even. And now this is where we want to fight a lot, right? Kayn should be bot side in my head because he went to full clear to top. And now you can really see these trade patterns shine. She Qs forward, I alter her, and I Q her, and then I EQ forward. Now you have to know in this matchup, and this is what I mentioned earlier, if she parries you, you can buffer spells through the parry, like so. You see, right before the stun lands, I W her, and my W still pulls. Or it doesn't pull, but at least she has to run away from it, and that messes up her spacing, right? So here she ults me, I walk at her, I know her ult is down, her parry is down. We start with auto attacks. Now in this matchup, if you can, you should start with autos, because she will try to zigzag and dodge your Qs, so you get a couple free auto attacks off. The moment she Qs away or is out of auto range, that's when you start queuing. As you can see here, that paid off big time. This time we actually end up killing her. And you see how unplayable this matchup is for Fiora once you have some armor items and you actually, use your spells effectively. So I'll replay it again, right? So the trade pattern went like this. We alter her, we Q her, we EQ forward, doesn't matter. Even if she pops her ult on us here, we can just kite. We have Ignite, fully stacked Conk, right? And then the moment she walks up a little bit too far, we just ult, auto her to death. And when she's out of auto range, that's when we start queuing her. And we end up killing her. And this was a very, very nice solo kill. So we actually end up solo killing our opponent, despite being fully weak-sided in this matchup, despite getting 3 ganks on us. We still end up managing to get out ahead. Come back to lane, we build pickaxe because we want to go Eclipse this game. Same thing here, we open up with autos, she Qs forward. The moment she's out of auto range, boom, we Q, we don't E forward. If you don't E forward with these Qs, you always have your E to dodge her parry, right? So like that. You can always just E to the side to dodge your parry, which is very strong in this matchup. Here she Qs forward without parry, so once more I'm looking to get the solo kill now. She ends up really narrowly dodging the W pool. We go to ward, we come back to lane, we think she baits, so we hard shove. Then we take the plate, we fake our recall on the bush. She Qs forward, so we just instantly go in. This time we can actually E forward, because if she parries, we can sidestep it like so. When a Fiora parries max range, you can sidestep it quite easily, actually. And for her, it's a 50-50. If she parries right towards us, we have enough time to sidestep it. So she has to choose a side, either top or bottom. Now, if she chooses top, she gets correctly, but it's still 50-50, So here, once more, right, her parry is down. So the moment she Qs, instantly, no fear, instantly trigger, happy, pop my ult, and I don't care, I'm just fighting her. And once more, the fight's good. Why? Because the wave is still good, right? Like, the whole point of that fight is to make her stay, and her wave is in a bad spot, so yeah, we force her to do that. Now here she has Tiamat, so she can heal off the wave, but we have Ignite soon, so we need to kind of play forward. We saw Kayn bot side, so we're not scared of him. And I think the trade here, yeah, she goes forward. Again, I'm not scared. If she ever parries me, I can always just E to the side and dodge it, right? Because I'm not using my indie trades too much. Here it's very interesting. I actually don't even use my third Q, because this guy's holding his parry for my third Q, I know that. So I just Ignite him and ult him to death, and just auto E, auto Ignite, and he just dies. And this is why Ignite's so good in this matchup. Again, we get ganked by this freaking guy, bro. We try to outplay it, but he just kills us. And then the matchup kind of ends, right? In mid game on side lane, you kind of win unless she's 2 items and you're also 2 items. If you're ever like a full item ahead of the Fiora, you win even if she has 2 items. But generally speaking, you don't really win if you both have equal amount of gold on 1 or, especially 2 items. I hope that helped you guys. Please drop a subscribe and a like. And I'll see you guys next time. Please also leave a suggestion about which matchup you want to see next. And have a nice day.